Hi all aspirants and welcome to DRB. This is Ashati. This is like halfway through our April month and I'm just really hoping that you must have all completed with at least 70 to 80% of your mains portion and at least 50 to 60% of your optional subject, because we hardly have 1.5 months left for your prelims examinations, and this is no time for us to learn new topics or new concepts. What we have to do is revise and study the already learned concepts and lessons. So today's class, I'm going to help you, or I'm going to give you a strategy or a schedule of how to start with the prelims preparations, keeping in hold of your mains preparations. So let's get into it. So analyzing and reflecting is actually, just going back to the portions that you've read and just, going through the checklist. And if you have seen the topic or if you have seen the video that how to study the relevant topic, and if someone have, actually have such markers and registers, that will be more useful to you. And I actually follow that. So it's so much easier for me to just click on the checklist and all. So first analyze what you have learned and how far or how much of concepts that you have covered, and the covered portions you could just check whether you're thorough or not. I'm not asking you to go write a test or just test yourself out, because we have no time for that. If you have any previous tests being taken or previous examinations being conducted on the basis of all these subjects that you have learned, then that will be so much of helpful for you. And if not, at least by going through the topics or the titles, you would get an idea whether you have so much of clarity on the topic or not, and depending on that, just mark it on it. Or if you don't have such things, just make a list of all the topics, that is segregate each topic or each subject. That is, we have history, geography, and within history we have ancient, medieval, modern, and world history, and also so on and so on. So like that, make separate topics, and within the topic make all these subtopics and all, and see whether you're thorough in it or not. So the first step is all about analyzing yourself and making sure that, okay, so much of portions I'm very much good at, so much of portions I'm not that very good at. So look into that. So the second step that you should be taking is that, okay, now just keep all that aside and now make all the schedules or planner. That is, just make sure that you hardly have 1.5 months. So you have to make short term, long term, and immediate goals as well. Immediate goals in the sense that, each day what you have to do. Short terms will be in the weekly basis. Long term will be like the 1 month or 1.5 months, how many days that we have left till the prelims examinations. So make that into 3 separate categories. And one thing you have to note down before making the long-term goal is that do not make the schedule till the previous day of prelims examinations. That is totally unacceptable, because you have to have at least 16 to 15 question papers, previous year's question papers being worked out. So give yourself a time to go through the previous year's question papers of both CSAT and the paper 1. So I request you all to leave out the last 15 to 16 days of your prelims examinations and utilize only the days that you have left, and from that you calculate. And if you haven't seen the reverse planning, just click on the link above and see how to do the reverse planning, and it actually judicially takes up your time. That is how to divide your time and how to not waste your time and all. So just take that up and just see the video, and if that helps, then I'll be happy with that. And the third step will be that, yes, we've already made the schedule of a short-term, long-term goals and all, and we already made the schedules for all these portions that are yet to be covered. But also make sure that your CSAT is also even more important than the GS. So if you're very weak in maths or any of the aspect, that is the logical reasoning or comprehension part, I would request you to give more or most of the time for the CSAT part. So mind you, when I say unfinished portions, doesn't mean that you all of gonna start studying portions that you have never studied in your life. No, that cannot happen, because we don't have the time for that. Unfinished portions in this context is all about portions that you don't have much clarity on. Those portions you give more importance, but do not go for the portions that you haven't even read. And we have time until only till the March 15th or 16th maximum to cover all these portions, to give you better clarity of all these concepts, and even to be thorough in all these CSAT portions as well. So the next step will be your CSAT. That is, for me, CSAT is actually a Himalayan mountain. This could actually break you or make you. And yes, the marks that you obtain for your CSAT and your paper one wouldn't be counted, but it doesn't mean that you have to, just somehow escape it, because there is no chance whether you will pass it or not. So you have to make sure that you are very much in the safer side. So we have lots of concepts under CSAT. We have logical aptitude, we have decision making, we have quantitative aptitude, we have comprehension, and many more. So I'm just saying that see where your strength is and see which is the weakness of you. For me, I am not very much good in maths, so I know where my strength lies, and I know DI, that is data interpretation, even though that comes under the quantitative aptitude. I'm very much good at data interpretations. So you have to analyze yourself and see where you stand, and for that reasons you have to go through the previous year's question paper first time itself. That is, before going into the preparations of CSAT, you have to go through the previous year's question paper and try to solve few questions and see where you stand, and only then you could start preparing yourself for the CSAT. And after you have thoroughly analyzed your CSAT portions, you must have got a clear picture, that is, which is your subjects that you're very good at, that is the good subject, moderate subject, and the weaker subject. So I would suggest you to do maximum problems or maximum questions under your strength, that is the questions or the categories of questions that you're comfortable at. So do that, and once you're motivated enough, go for the moderate subjects or the moderate concepts under it. And I wouldn't suggest you to go headlong on the weaker subjects, because this might demotivate you, and we don't have much time for all these self-pity and saying that we are not going to clear this examinations and going for all these lectures and existential crisis and all. We don't have time for that. Go for your strength, go for the moderates. Weaker ones, just leave it out, and if you have time, then go for it. But I would suggest you do that up until only till March 15th and 16th. After that, after this point, do not go beyond that, because now we are exclusively devoted your time for all these previous year question papers. That is not only for your CSAT, even for your GS paper 1. That is, you could buy these exam banks or these guidebooks from the local bookstore, or you could just buy it online, or you could just join in a test series, or you could just you will get an app on the phone and all of all these previous year question papers and all. So just see which is more highly accurate and follow that. And from March 15th or 16th onwards, and if you could complete your portions before, that's well and good, and just completely devote your time for all these answering question papers. And the next step will be that from March 15th and 16th, yes, we are all attempting the question paper. Do not just, mindlessly attempt the question paper. Also have a rough book by your side and just mark you or evaluate you how far you're getting ahead. And through each question paper or through each year's question paper, how far you're getting or how well you're performing. So just keep an evaluation on your side and see which all the topics that you are very much lacking in terms of clarity. Go back to it, just refer it, or you could just Google it and find about the answers, and then yes, again continue with the question papers. But do not study or do not go for the concepts again and waste your time for studying again and again. You could revise it. That is, do not read the textbook and all. I hope that you all have short notes and all. If you have it, just read all that through, but do not waste your time reading the same question paper saying that it's a revision. Yes, it's a revision, but we don't have the luxury of time right now. So if you have notes before in hand, then it's very much good. And if you don't have a notebook, it's okay. Just don't fret about it. Just leave it. And I hope that in the textbook, you must have at least marked all these important sentences and all. So just skim through it. Just read only the important ones, because we don't have the time to read through the whole textbook or the reference book and all. So that is what you have to do at the end. That is from March 15th and 16th up until the examinations, all about answering all the question papers that's been available to you. Try to get maximum question papers. Okay, the more question papers that you do, the more better for you, and each time that you do, you will be getting more concepts. By even answering the question papers, by cross-checking the answers, you'll also get to know which is the right answer. So that is also added advantage to you. That will add on the knowledge to you as well. And the last and final tip that I would like to give you is that on the final day, that is on the previous day of examinations, do not strain yourself out. Do not study for more than necessary. Okay, fine. You want to do a question paper? Okay, fine, do that. But do not do it because it's frightening or it's kind of like scaring you because tomorrow's examinations. Don't do that. If you think that by doing more of it, it's scaring you off, then don't do it. Do something else. Go out with your friends. You could just watch a movie. Try to make yourself as relaxed and calm and composed as possible, because there's no point if you have lots of information or knowledge up in your head, but you can't apply that in 3 hours of examination hall, because we have to be all calm and relaxed for us to apply all the knowledge that we have gained through all these long years of preparations. And for that we need to be calm. And on the day of the examinations, try to reach as early as possible to your examination center, and do not forget your ID card, your exam hall ticket, and all the necessary materials that you need to require to be taken to your examination hall. And more importantly, do not skip your breakfast. Just pray to God, just be calm and composed. Just say to yourself that, if not this year, the next year, it's okay, this is not the end of it. Okay, we have to give your maximum into it. That is, we have to put 100% into the preparations, but it's okay if you don't get into it. That is one thing that I follow, is that we have to prepare ourselves for the best, but expect the worst, because if sometimes the outcomes, it's not matching to expectations, this might demotivate you, and we don't want that. We already have such a long periods of preparations in us, and just because we fail in one examination, that doesn't mean that this is the end of it. We are again gonna come next year, and we're gonna crack the next time for sure. So these are my tips or my guidelines which will help you through these crucial last stage of your preparations. So all the best for you all, you students. So bye all.